What's up, fellas? It's another Stone Cold Truths. Ladies, it's nice to see you as well. What are we talking about? I needed to say it.
The government.
The video, the onion video.
Confidential.
It needs to be posted on Twitter. But it's too many characters, and it's better to post on Facebook. Both of them are still dangerous because... I saw the onion video from 2008. It was about passing a bill into law. I just saw it. I don't have the full context of it, but I know, based on what I've seen, a really scary, rational conclusion that can be made. And that is treason by a Republican in 2008. When they passed classified to the classified's degree, written within a structured body of text into law. Only those people who knew about the classified could make the vote, I hope. I don't even know if it was open to others who couldn't make the vote on trying to understand the classified without actually knowing it. Therefore, it was not something that has us in mind. It's not our business. It's not our contract. The problem is that they are representatives of us, unless they assume through some sense of contract that they are not, and that it's actually more of a charade, an unspoken benefit with deceptive consequences. A paid rat, so to speak, in a game of mice and men. Right?
Right.
More like mice, men, and gods. If we're going to get deep into the state of our affairs. Nice! That one was good. Is this Periscope too?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Through the computer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's sweet. Alright, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get more channels. We also need to advertise it more. We need to have better structure. Look at this, it's blurry. You can't see anything. You have to literally listen. It's not even worth watching the video. You know what I mean? If you could play it on the computer and it's more of a podcast. And really, we need to work on our business to be able to pull this audio file. And you know what? I will pay people on the internet if they deliver the audio file to our team member so that they can... It doesn't matter. It's either way. What?
Just keep going. I'm doing background stuff.
Oh, I see! I get distracted too easy. I need to spend more time in front of the camera so I get better at it. Because really, look it. I'm not even putting time in front of the mirror. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what I look like because I'm not presenting. I'm not the star of the show because I'm not the person who is working with the guy with the product. I'm that guy with the product. And I've tried to do the show without the product and tried not working with anyone because I didn't really see any way to quickly make it happen with someone that I absolutely trusted. Let's go. Let's do business. And boom, riches start coming in. It's almost passive, the work that I'm doing. No, it's all building nest eggs. Like you're building the shell, and you're like the person who, like, for some reason you can go through a different dimension, and you can pour life into the egg, and you're trying to build something that hatches, right? Takes a long time, and there's a lot of mistakes and failures in the chances of success, but you are actually so confident, you're more confident, you're 100% confident in your mind that this is going to happen, so you have to do what you have to do. And a lot of it's still figuring it out, but you're still within the realm of this can be done. And it will be done, so long as I continue forward. There are gases, dark areas of unknowns in the future, but they're so far out that I can see that it's absolutely worth doing for a long while. There could be a huge heartbreak, and that's the risk I'm willing to take because, I mean, I'm looking around the corner, and it's like, looks good, let's go. Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go! It's the mentality. It's just a perspective, a different form in time. So the state, it's not on our side. And that has been the truth. And now that the truth is going to come out, the next step I see for liberals to do is, no, it's not, right? And we're going to say, well, it's always been. When they're like, well, it's still your fault. And we're going to be like, well, no, it's not, because he's actually a free man. He's a free man. He's a free man. And then we start getting into, like, all of a sudden the free man starts showing the evidence and how the big presidential people that we thought were free men, they ain't free men. Look at what they just did. They ain't on our side. They ain't representing the people. The state signed a contract somewhere where they don't represent the people, thus creating two entities, the people and the state. And those who work within the state and bow down to the state are enriched by the state. But the people, no, they don't matter. They're on their own, technically. They just pay us. It's for good measure. Right? But now the people are waking up. And this is really a decree of emotional testament. Verbal, undocumented. Good thing we have a visual audio connection, putting the two together, which can piece together the interlap of time and space, documented in places we hope will live forever and become important and drawn upon for proof, a source of evidence. Even though actions speak louder than words, I hear 1,000 words paint a perfect picture. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you replace it? Now it's just this?
Yeah, it's just this as the background
Nice. Did we release this yet? This is really our big push, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't even push this at all.
Well,
Actually,
we can share.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's why this deserves another push. Because we released it during salt season. And now everyone's starting to see the truth. Black sheep. It's like a darker sheep compared to the rest.
It's like the BIS bank.
Well, it's kind of like the in-between between waking up as a person and trying to convince those who are similar but different. They don't know how. They've always associated the non-wing humanoid to be trustworthy, right? This is symbolism of like liberal and Republican versus like conservative and anarcho-capitalist. A real liberal, a free-thinking mind has just got new ideas that are beneficial, trying to improve society with creativity. That's how I see a liberal. So to demonize that word, it's because the Democrats have associated with it. And really, this is ultimately, if it's two-sided, then we might as well go with something that we all understand. God, Satan. Good and evil, right? These two are synonymous, and they can also be synonymous with red and blue, black and white, red and blue versus black and white, right? However you want to frame two opposing perspectives. All synonyms associated with it. That was deep.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, we have concepts. We speak it to a person who really understands it well. And then we're able to draw more conclusions based on the results that we receive. And, that's an American talking. This is also, the freedom. The people are slave. This tool is the reason why. Now this is the solution. They have made you afraid of it. But the problem with that is that if you don't adopt it, you will continue being slave. And if you oppose that passively by finding the simple solution to peace and prosperity within the realm of understanding safe barriers. Do you hear the dog being injured? Did you hear the motorcycle beforehand? I'm sure there's high listening right now. But I don't care. That was the sound of a dog being injured. Someone just tortured a dog in Lake Las Vegas. That was documented proof. So long as the audio is sufficient to hear that, which I assume it is. The high pitch through my talk. They were trying to squeeze themselves up into my monologue. They were getting lost in thought. It's about getting into a perspective, a consciousness, a realization that nobody is aware of you. The scary thing that I just felt permeate through my body, because it's what could happen, is that if I'm being listened to right now, is that if they just heard that deepest fear of theirs, it would shake their body to the core with fear. They're eventually going to be found out. And then your rational brain starts kicking in. Oh shit, how long do I have? What do I have to do? What are they doing? The paranoia of, seeing the green light out in the distance, if they actually can. But more likely they just heard it and know it to be true now because of the words. Right? I'm going down a long path. I'm going into a deep rabbit hole that puts me in sync with some random stranger or community that I'm only vaguely aware of, but don't know personally. Right? I cry out into the distance. Now I gotta start an investigation. I gotta find where that source came from. I know I could point. We could, run through analytics. And we gotta enter this permeated zone in order to do that. Or we have to leave and recreate the environment. And then create a accurate DNA, right, of mapping of exactly where that noise came from based on the memory being retold to people who are documenting. Do you understand how deep this goes? Then if you've lost me, then you must understand I'm an intelligent human being who just went so deep into conversation that you couldn't keep up, you couldn't follow. It could be my fault, I didn't explain it well enough, but it went there. And you must give me that credit for intelligence. I side with Trump. He's a free man. Oh my God. He gave us eye contact in places where it counted, right? Like what I am doing to you is passing the truth that I see in another man. That's it. The reason I can move forward with this is because I'm equally as safe, so long as I assume that I am. So long as I know that in this moment I don't have to change into a different emotional state or action. I'm losing you again. It's okay. The revolution is here upon us, and I think we have already won, which means that it's okay to start acting. Taking action. One and the same, right? Be your true self. Take the necessary precautions to be free and liberated. That was it. I know the source. Don't you? The correlation is unfathomable. And it also lets a source of ignorance. Ah, really? Unless it's all a play. They're constantly in the same mentality of like a lispy ignorance of anger or frustration. Control, actually. Control. And I see it now. It's torture in a dog. Same as Joe. Joe is the same way. He showed me that as well. And not Phil. Wyrick, Mountainside Bar. He is a true mentor. And I need to ask his ETH address so I can share some wealth. I need to get this token ready. I need to share it with people who need value, that I can give value for free, so that they do everything that they can to help things along. Even if they can't really help much at all, they still form a network, an infrastructure. They provide social proof just by taking positive action. Does that make sense? A stranger can look at a bunch of strange data and build a level of trust, security with that entity, that business venture, the business model, because of the data that they see. And if they can reload the page and see it again, then it's all about how fast it's moving. The faster it goes, the bigger level of trust. Oh my God. You could give wealth to a nation. My hands. You feel this? It's coming in sync. It's realizing the heaviness of reality. I'm going to be an important person. I know this. And I've been building something on my own in terms of people versus state, a collective of us, I, is also confused and spoken with we. And the I can have negative consequences when said, even if the we mentality was meant internally, especially since you can never verify when that's switching on and off. You could actually switch into a selfish personality. And the problem with good versus evil is that every human being is just a channel. You're just an empty piece of genetic code for the good and evil to slip into, control, and act. So you could have your awareness accepted by the good, and then you can reinforce your positive nature and really feel negative environments outside of you, calling you negative from an internally negative perspective. But that doesn't mean that you have to be negative. It's like, can you really make good dominate the land forever? In everything. You see, right there, even I had the nudge, the shake of the no. But you know what's different? Oh. Do you feel that? I hope you were able, because I would have lost you. And now it's a perspective. Do I move on and just try and captivate you as an audience, or do I draw you into my perspective, which is what I want to do, and show you my perspective? My thought process here is, that's a fuck-up. That's a mistake. Not because I'm narcissistic and want to see myself in the camera. In fact, I don't mind seeing what I'm seeing and not seeing myself at all. But I can't be shut out in the dark, especially if I assume that I am being seen. Because what should happen is that the recording of me should still be there, and even if it's not shown in live time, we still have it documented. We can go back to it, we can pull it, and then we can replay that clip as if it's a news clip, pulling it, replaying it as fast as we possibly can from when it actually occurred in reality. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, only it's picture in picture. You drop it top left and bring it down. Top left, bring it down, transition. Boom. Okay? What I'm trying to say right now is that I need to communicate. Yeah, quick thing. Sorry, I don't mean to rush. And here's the other thing. I gotta say it because I made a video where there's blood in my nose throughout the video. I was going through that stone because, and that was really the downside, was the bloody nose. People should have got accustomed to being stoned, right? Like what this is. This is okay, this is fine, right? Sure, I'm stoned. And that's the reason I don't get on a lot of videos, is because I'm going to speak the truth. I'm not going to try and entertain you with a personality, a brand, a perspective, because that was what you have to do if you were to succeed in massive success. You have to create a brand with a short image that gets repeated often. That's what it is. I'm not going to do that. Not personally. I've got work to do. I will do it. I'm working towards it. But first I need to build the box. And then I need to assemble all the parts. And then I need to structure them onto and this is where I am right now, right? The scaffolding. I need to build it up. And then I need to get it to work flawlessly. And then I need to put some oil in it and start running it. And then I need to test and influence it as well as the outside realm in order to make sure it's successful. Now there's another engine. Oh, gosh, engines are big. They take a while. But as soon as you get them going, you got them. It's cool. They could crush. They could smash. They could be, not worth the time. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know what I mean, of course. Because right now, what I'm trying to speak to is the genius marketing, genius project management. I'm speaking to my team. Problem is, I don't have enough people on the team to get everything I say done in the right amount of time. Mostly because of resources. I am spending at a similar rate as the market. I spent a lot when the market was really high. And now I'm not spending a lot right now. I expect that to change, but it would be nice if I got a boost and started charging way ahead of the market before the market, because it's all going up from here. You understand? We're going to go over leaps and bounds. Whoa! Hey! Okay, it's still cool though. Whoa! Oh, that was awesome, wasn't it? Whoa, man. Oh, no way! Oh, this is crazy. This is it. Oh my God, it's time. Right? You're already late, but it's time. Now the question is, how many times can you repeat that and build it and build it? You know, how big is the wave going to get? Long term. You got to look long term. We're at the bottom right now. This is the bottom. This is the optimistic side of the bottom. We could get another push down, but that's the fucking bear trap, idiots. Whoever did it right at the first punch. They were ready. Now they're going to punch it as soon as you fall for it. Done. You see the difference? I'm not massively wealthy, getting into the excitement of trading, because that's what other people are doing. Wow, I'm going numb. It's like, whoa, wow. It's a matter of age, but it's also a lack of activity, engagement, but it's also this stonedness and also psychic tingles. I'm getting communicated, right? I'm channel. I channel puppies. I channel the laughter of their faces. I channel how great it is to play with dogs and move around and enjoy that time. I also channel how much this body misses it. Mostly because of the purpose, the value, the movement. You know what it is? It's a lack of dominance. I took a personality test, a couples test with Jacqueline, and now I see. My biggest weakness here is a thinned waist pull between dominance and submission. A second guess, a melancholy, a silence. See that? That's what it is. That's what that was. That was a micro expression of whoa. I realized I was just cranking my neck back, my spine, compressing it together and holding it because I didn't have the strength to push forward. And now I realize that's most likely the reason why the energy was pushing out of down my hands. Staying aware of your skeletal structure and mixed with your muscles and joints, all working together to fill everything out, and having weak points, soft connections of muscle strength, something that can pulse, something that grabs two ends and brings it into a source of energy and then retains and grows. Otherwise, it just becomes thin. It either starves to death. A combination, I guess, of starving and withering, decay. All right, new topic. I wish I could then voice activate it, or if we had a team member who was also focused in, dialed in. If we had a 24-hour agency that would lock us in with a freelancer the moment we started developing, recording, streaming, and they started acting as a personal virtual assistant, that would be awesome. Like, cream of the crop. Really, because then if I have ideas, I turn on a camera and I stream it, and it goes right to action. An agency that gives you action. And right now, we've done all it, and now it's going to take some time. Hopefully, it'll come around soon. Eventually, it will come around. I know this to be true. But who's watching right now? Really? Whoever's watching right now, what are you going to do to what you're listening to? I mean, it's like I need help. I depend upon you. Because there's no one else right here around me or connected to me intentionally in order to get this stuff done. There's so much that needs to get done. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a beautiful journey. I just saw something bounce. Telegram. Come on, come on, come on. Be what it is. Otherwise, I'm ending it right here. Centralized Jack. Dash. Nope. Jackie's off doing her own thing. Alright. Alright. Peace and love into the world. Remember, Saturn is Satan, and it's constantly emitting the 666 or 15, 15, 15, or 3 by 3. Or the 3 combinations of 1 through 9 that make up 15, 15, 15. Or 666. No, 15, 15, 15. You guys, it's quite a journey. David Icke. And oh man. Cliff High is along the lines of David Icke. Those two are similar. I wonder what crypto David Icke is into. We'd make him an influencer. And really what we should do is make those influencers, oh my god, if we could have Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, as an influencer. Ah, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then that's the integration. That's how we get their website into what we do. We can play the game within Cryptø Dashboards. We just host it. We host it as well. Oh my gosh, and it's only for paid members. Or at the very least, we could bounce a new website from the throttle page of Cryptø.io, Cryptø Dashboards, as an option. If you pay, maybe it's not to access Cryptø.io, or if you pay, you also get bonus access to the page. All paid members. Oh my God, we have tournaments. Play the tournament with the mentors. Play tournaments with your mentors. Games with your mentors. Oh my God, that's genius. Oh my God, that's genius. Okay, so we sync cash flow into a marketplace where students pay for mentor time, and the mentors can choose that as their game to play. There's so many other games they can obviously choose. They actually request it, and we have a game board that's connected. It's a dashboard. Oh my God, dashboards connected to dashboards through the use of hyperlink cells. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is my future. This is my future. I'm the dashboard man, putting Excel sheets to work and putting anything you want as a widget, right? The widget is the magical thing of whatever you want that you put into each cell. Essentially, it's, big cells. You can make really big cells and form new equation, new Excel sheets on top of those cells. And, they're big enough. It's the big space in the middle for Cryptø Dashboards. And so you could have, if you could integrate them all together, like piano keys, they're all one and the same. You can just have different, oh man, you could have different backgrounds, themes, especially if you have profiles that are all connected to the, oh my goodness gracious, if you have profiles that are all connected to the same theme, preferences, it's going to be huge, because if you can sync your preferences to a MetaMask wallet, then, it's the same as Facebook, but it's just so much better, because you can only go to websites logged in by MetaMask. MetaMask, tells you what websites you can go to or not because of the preferences that you put in. Yeah, it gives them power, but, decentralization, and even if it isn't, it's still better than Google. You have oligarchs and you're shooting for the huge underdog. Okay, so oh my God, I feel the pulsing in the back of my ear. I have that same, pituitary gland, a pulsing. Oh my God, oh my God, it's just I feel the frequency that is being put off into this environment. If someone could have a reader in Lake Las Vegas, they'd be able to pick up on what I'm sensing. I feel a pulse in in my ears, through the wavelengths that are going through my brain. That is a form of control. I haven't really been aware of it until now. I'm actually plugging my ears, pulling them out, so there's a suction cup. There's vacuum in my ear, and I'm pulling space out inside my brain. I see in the corner of my eye movement. I am not alone. Oh, just popped and boom. Wow. What a journey that was. I thought we were done. Oh my goodness. Look at that. How messy. You can't even see it anyway. You don't want to see it. See, this is the ugly version. This is the behind the scenes. This is the real. When people want to be real, it's like, this is real. This is me being honest with you, and my honesty is acceptable and valuable because it's brilliant. Because it makes you think at the very pitifully least. Hey, that was a good one. I've always been looking at the camera, trying to find the right, like, unconscious sexy movement. Did you see that micro expression? It was a distaste towards the acknowledgement, the study of micro expressions, to appease the conversations and achieve the outcomes that you desire. Oh man, it's like Stone doing this stuff, man. It heightens the sensitivity. I can feel the pull of my neck, so I pull it towards you. I lose the light. Look at that, how cool. What is that? It's an entirely new thing. It's an entirely new thing. The two gates. Look. Look, this is the difference. This is the difference. It's the third eye. It's the eye of Ra. You see what I mean? It's the twin towers. It's the tower. It's the Saturn. It's the opposite. Do you see what it's like? Me coming through the perspective of the good side, trying to give you the answers, and showing you before I give you all these answers, and it goes beyond your head, getting you acquainted so that you're comfortable, trying to work with your mentality, your system of thought. And right now, you know, I'm doing the best I can, but there's so many flaws and the lack of infrastructure in this system that I'm currently providing to you that it's got to take more time. You understand? You just improve as you go. So what I'm trying to say is that the one eye is there. This is the opposite. The world that we have lived in, the reality that no one can deny, is that for centuries, decades at the very least, but centuries, we have had, no, centuries, decades, centuries, are you fucking stupid? You know, man, you know, tell them, you know, it's millions of years. This shit is just a recurring cycle. Shit doesn't exist. Time isn't real. We are just living in a reality, and I'm convincing self-centered human beings that we're all one, that this is all the same thing, that you're actually want to see this because you're projecting it as it's just I'm projecting it onto you. This isn't me flipping you off either. You know this, but I got to assume that my audience knows who I am. And that's a difficult thing because you can lose your audience, especially when they're different people combined with propaganda. Different people giving opinions of different people so that other people's first impression is that. And especially living in such a terrible, shameful society where the first time people hear something, they may accept it as true because of the emotional thing behind it. They trust their ignorant surroundings. Not always the case, of course, but the majority of the case, there's especially people on TV spewing lies, truths that they don't even know themselves. They're just reading what they hear. They're speaking what they read. They're speaking what they hear. That's all they do. That's all they do. Really, the most awesome media channel that could ever exist in counter of the media is to create media channel that's comedic, The Onion is evil. The Onion is not comedic. The Onion is giving you truth and trying to make it funny because of how bad it really is. And that joke, I just lost. I just lost it. I hope you know what it is. I don't remember what I just said, otherwise I'd be able to remember what it was. That felt so good. That felt so good. It's like pituitary gland. It's like this bubble of joy in the sides of your eyes. You know, your cheeks. The sweat is like sliding across dry cheeks, and it's like drinking it like water and gel. Truth. I'll give you the brand, but I'll give you the brand later. Accept me for who I am and help me out so we can get the brand going, because it's going to be filled with pleasure when it touches you. And that, I think, is something I need to speak to Justin about. I told him about the brand. You're going to bring the brand to the people. When he speaks, I stop and I take it as a conversation starter, but really it's, wait a second, I'm putting you in check to find that word, because the majority of society recognize the brand as searing hot. Ouch. Branded. Ownership of someone else. When in reality, it's giving yourself to people and feeling great doing it the whole way through, and then enjoying the departure whenever it comes. See, eventually you get to the point where everything just starts working out. And I think the purity of my spirit lends to the beauty of my character. I'm looking at myself. I'm sure you see it. Yeah, you see picture in picture in picture in picture in picture. Cool, huh? A little, unnecessary, but it's interesting to have. But that's it. Honest Joe, the shepherd, here to help. It's cool. It's also like, corn cherry. I'm corn, but I'm also cherry. Right? You see how that works? Corn cherry is both feminine, masculine, feminine. Like the thorn berries. The thorn berries. The corn cherries. That's the new one. That's a new one. Just remake it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, the people can modify a story and get rich doing it too. Let's make a DAO. Come on, come on. What do you need to do to make a DAO anyway? ERC20 token? Sell it as equity in the project. And promise to monopolize its stream and purchase to the token. It has to have loyalty. Does that make sense? That's really what it is, loyalty. And it's, loyalty, it's transactional loyalty to Ethereum. You don't need to own a lot of Ethereum. It's just, the world supply of oil. There's going to be oil oligarchs, and that's cool. But really, what's your journey? You really want to be the oil oligarch and come in and own all the Ethereum? Fine, go do that thing. That's your mission. You're going to end up in the tailwind of whatever you want it to be. Otherwise, there's other stuff you could do. Either just starting right now. Oh, you want to do that? Right? I love that show. It's brilliant, but really it's starting to get salesy. And also, I wish there was, more of a this decentralized movement. It still needs to be ahead of the curve. It's still living on an old model. It needs to be the one that steerheads a new profit model. Gets into the perspective, gets into the ownership, the equity of the people. It's really where it belongs. That's it, right there. Think of something good and pure when you lick your lips. It's like a just cause. And really what you're trying to do, the safe way to have open sexual encounters where people scream, even in pain and agony if they want, right? Is that it's a mutual contract where both agree to the terms. Knowingly, in full transparency. That's what we're going for. That's the revolution. That's why I'm right. That's why everyone arguing for Hillary and against Trump and for laws to be made, currencies to be kept standard, and governments and states to be trusted. It's fine. Like, I get your perspective. You want fairness and security. I do too. My way is better than the current way we have. I just heard it again. It was more like a mild light. It was more like a bird. Something smaller than a dog. Could have been a baby, but it was just a one time. I don't hear any follow-up after it. That's what's really interesting. I think they've learned to induce a one-time scream. Mentally, within, brainwashing animals. Well, just knowing their deep web, right? The mind map. They know all the choices. That's really the importance that you should take away right here. What is this? This has got to be truth. Dabbling in the paint, brushing the creativity, smearing it around to make it. It was a micro-expression. It was an itchiness, of water, a watery itchiness. Okay, so there's one screen. Then you go through the deep web, right? The mind map, that web, that one choice of, how does scream happen, or, you know what I mean? Scream was led to this many options. You can go either way. It's like connecting things back and forth, having this to it. Anyway, you can form all the decisions, and you can really prevent yourself if you have a deep web, and you've surrounded yourself in the environment, and you have the confidence in all the connections and all the outputs that you have. If you have control of everything, right? You have control of the entire image and how it's said and how others think and what people know of you and everything, right? Everything. You have everything, right? Some people have everything. They have everything. Everyone knows what they want them to know, and they know everything that they need to know about everyone. It's just the brilliant game they've been playing for decades, and they fucking know everything! And most of them get everything once they have it. But the problem is, a lot of them get so in tune with knowing everything about Saturn that they forget about Venus and Mars. Hey, Venus and Mars. That's a three-way relationship, isn't it? Venus is your voluptuous babe, and Mars is your... You know what I mean? And that's duality. Listen, duality between male and female. Yes, straight male, straight females. Yes, straight male, gay female. But also duality. What about male, straight female, gay male? It's just taking a dual and adding a third. You know what I mean? Like three bubbles, Venn diagram, but bubbles, and we break it off into different quadrants. Either one comes in and lightens the other two, or they break off and they pop open a new hatch, so to speak, entirely on its own. It's like us, came from us, but it's not doing exactly as I expected. Not exactly the same as we. It's starting to taste like pond water. And you know why? The water in Vegas is gone. Pure, clean water does not exist in this land. The whole valley. And guess what? There are stupid idiots who do not understand this in mass. Mass. Huge numbers. Breaking my aura. Breaking train of thought. That's it. It's like up there. The end of the show, folks.